Welcome to Startup Health TV, where we celebrate the entrepreneurs and innovators who are transforming health. I'm your host, Logan Plaster, with my guest and friend here, Kavi Misri, the CEO and founder of Hibiscus Health. Kavi, always good to see you.
Always a pleasure, Logan. Good seeing you as well.
So you are on your second company within the Startup Health portfolio,
Yes.
and they've both had a flower in the name, so Rose Health and now Hibiscus.
Yes.
Are you into flowers? What's the story here?
Yeah, that's a great question. So the flower theme is stemming from my mother. So my mother, her name is Malti, and in Urdu that means elegant flowers.
Okay.
Additionally, when we were growing up, we had a very large flower garden, and my grandparents were in love with flowers, and I knew I would get into company after company, and I've decided to just continue with the flower theme.
Nice.
Really naming each company, the first one being Rose, now with Hibiscus, but it's really a tribute to my mother, who's been
Nice.
the dear person in my life,
Nice.
and
Well, let's
building
get right.
companies throughout.
Nice. Let's get right into the company. So, what is Hibiscus Health? What are you doing?
Hibiscus Health is a digital health company that leverages cutting edge technology like facial blood flow analysis,
Okay.
as well as digital twins for the early detection, prevention, management of metabolic conditions,
Okay.
specifically diabetes, hypertension, and obesity.
Okay. All huge issues right now. The
Correct.
numbers are phenomenal.
Yeah.
Your previous startup was in the mental health space. How did you
Correct.
move into metabolic?
Yeah, so I've always been a fan of population health management and really wanting to make an impact in what I do. And after Rose was acquired a year ago, actually Friday was our 1 year anniversary, which
Okay.
was great. So after I sold Rose, I finally had the chance to go to my doctor for a physical.
You've been too busy.
Yeah, I'd been too busy, neglected my health.
Message
which
to
is,
all founders out there.
Please go and get your physical and get your health checked. And when I went there, finally got a physical, and then found out that I was pre-diabetic.
Wow.
And I had no idea what pre-diabetes is or was, and further learned that my grandfather passed away from type 2 diabetes.
Wow.
So it became a little bit alarming for me and a bit more of an awakening moment.
Sure.
And then I did what I needed to do to resolve this condition, and saw how difficult it was not only to get care, but also just navigate the entire ecosystem to get the quality care that I needed. So I had to find a nutritionist that took my insurance, that was flexible. I had to get some lifestyle changes, which needed help and guidance on what to do. And then
Like
also
nutrition,
like
fitness,
nutritionist, food,
Food.
even food consultations on food or what I'm eating, my diet. And then I was using a well-known app that would help with food logging, but then realized that the app wasn't, it's a well-known app that was not very cultural or ethnic. So the food that I was putting in, I was not able to collect the nutrients and
Interesting.
capture that. So
Interesting.
that was a hurdle on its own. And then realizing that there should be some more technology in play to really monitor how I'm doing and monitoring my progress. And then realized, you know what, this is a condition that really needs help, and it needs someone to do it. And I lived the experience, and I decided I needed to make this happen, to build a company that brought the technology in, but also brought in a comprehensive solution of care. So in addition of the technology that we do, we also have a clinical care team of registered dietitians and primary care doctors on our team that actually help the patient. So we've created a one-stop shop, for lack of better words, for being able to not just detect and identify patients early, but also provide them with the care they need to better their cardiometabolic health.
Got it. So you use some of these sort of products that are on the market about nutrition and about fitness, but now with Hibiscus, you're bringing in some higher tech, offerings like the PPG, the face stuff. Is that a big differentiator? Like, are there other companies doing that kind of work in the market?
No. So that's the interesting thing about what we're doing, is that given what I did at Rose, or being able to leverage AI for early detection of depression, mood disorders, I wanted to do something very similar. I
Okay.
wanted to really lower the barriers to screening for conditions, metabolic conditions. And what we've been able to develop with PPG is a 30-second facial scan. And in that 30 seconds, we're able to detect various vitals, about 35 different vitals,
Wow.
completely eliminating the steps that were needed in order to get checked for a A1C score. So we're able to see your blood pressure. We're able to calculate your blood pressure, look at your cardiovascular risk, look at your stroke risk, look at your cholesterol, your triglycerides.
All from a 30-second
All from a 30-second facial
on your
scan
smartphone?
on your smartphone or on your webcam. And it's something that's validated. It's been
It's accurate?
98% accurate.
Wow.
I actually just
That's
went
wild.
to a competitor company that's still doing utilizing the finger prick test. So I just had it done to compare the results, and my results was on point with the actual monitor. So it's amazing. So gone are the days of the finger prick test, of the continuous glucose monitors.
Yeah.
Going to we're removing the barrier of having to call your primary care practice and then get an appointment for a physical, which takes about 3 months
Yeah.
to get that. You then have to get the prescription for the blood work. You then have to actually go to LabCorp or Quest to
Yeah.
get the blood work done. And you can imagine just how many people fall off the
Yeah.
process, right? And now
Or
we're
don't even
able,
start because it's too frustrating.
it's too frustrating. And like when I was running Rose, I didn't have the time, or I was depressed on my own set that I didn't even want to go out to the doctor, right? So that's where we're eliminating a lot of these barriers, and we're able to provide screening in the masses and in as rural places as possible,
Yeah.
to bring awareness, bring advocacy, and bring that screening to people,
Okay.
all in 30 seconds in the tools that they already have, which is a phone or a webcam.
I know you're still early in the journey because you launched the company just pretty recently.
Yeah.
So beyond the PPG, the face scan, what are the other elements
Sure.
of the patient journey that are going to be sort of unique?
Yeah, so what's unique is the fact that we provide comprehensive care, which is the digital solution in addition to the clinical care. What we're seeing, we target self-funded employers, so we're going
Okay.
after the employer market. And the existing solutions like the Verta and the Vita, they're all great. They're great, but they really start at the state of diagnosis or later on in the process.
Okay.
So that's when someone already has been tested for type 1, type 2, and it's really just managing the symptoms. Whereas we're able to catch it earlier on
Oh.
by doing the screening and being able to identify during early, and then also while in disease progression, also
Okay.
identify. And then once we see a patient who is at risk, we then on the back end, we would have our clinical care team reach out to the patient, and we would then be able to provide them with a dedicated care team. That care team will work with them to create a care plan, and we will use AI throughout the entire process. So we would run about 1,000 different simulations on the patient
Wow.
to identify the appropriate care plan. The dietitian, and the rest of the team would approve it, and then we would create a digital twin of you. And that digital twin is what's going to be your benchmark, as well as showing you the progress in care. So we want to see that your digital twin and yourself are moving parallel, and you're not moving at a distance that the digital twin is moving higher up on that end. So that's also another piece. We also, I mentioned the struggle I had with the food app that I used. So we've have our own food our own food logging platform, where we have purchased every single recipe that's ever been created from recipes.com. And now we are able to now serve that ethnic population, that cultural population. So an
Okay, okay.
Ethiopian, so if I'm having an Ethiopian dish, a Korean dish, an Indian dish, I can enter that in, and through the recipes, we're pulling all those macronutrients in. Further, we ask the patients to take a picture of their food,
Okay.
and we then use AI to detect what's on the plate. So
Okay.
we can identify the macronutrients that they're eating, and then that goes into their profile. I remember when I was seeing my nutritionist, she asked me to create an Instagram account and take pictures of my food
No.
so she could see.
No.
And Instagram, I'm like, I don't want to create an
How about I
Instagram
mail you
account.
photos?
Exactly. How about that? That would have probably been more efficient. And
Wow.
it
That's
just was not
fascinating.
working.
Email
and then,
me, yeah.
and then the care team would then work with you to create the care plan, and then we would see you every 2 weeks
Okay.
as part of the care protocol, and just monitor you so that you're increasing and continuing to progress with your overall metabolic health.
What I'm hearing is that your sweet spot really is more like pre-diabetes, which is where your
Yeah,
challenge
exactly.
was. So catching it
Yep,
early.
catching it.
You mentioned some other companies that kind of maintain and help you
Yes.
once you've already been diagnosed.
Correct.
But you've got, I don't know, hundreds, tens of millions of people, pre-diabetes,
Correct.
100 million people. Who knows the number?
So it is actually, that's correct.
Yeah.
You're spot on. It's 96 million Americans have prediabetes.
Yeah.
However, 80% of them are just walking around not
Yep.
knowing that they're pre-diabetic, and 70% of them will actually develop diabetes.
I mean, in
if
an
it is
environment,
not treated.
we've got 10,000 people here.
Yeah.
I mean, what are the numbers? Like
Yeah. So there you
40%?
go.
What's the percentage?
Yeah, so we would say that the prevalence is about 40% of that 10,000 has some sort of metabolic condition. And we would see,
Crazy.
in our case, 25% of that 40% would actually seek care for it. So it's a pretty big number.
It is.
It's about 1,000. That's about 1,000 people here who actually have the condition and will seek care. But out of that number overall, out of this 10,000, you have 4,000 people here walking around with
Wow.
prediabetes, type 1, type 2, hypertension, obesity.
Well, Kavi, it's exciting work that you're doing. I'm happy to have you
Yeah.
back in the Startup Health
That's great,
community.
yeah.
And I'm going to be watching Hibiscus over the next year to see how you grow. I know
Lovely.
you're in the early innings, but you're
Yes.
moving fast.
Yes.
So come back again and give me an update next time we're together.
Lovely. Thank you,
Okay?
Logan. Appreciate it as
All right.
always.
Take
Thank
care,
you.
Kavi.
Thank you.